we're going to be talking about why she had to travel halfway across the world to actually conquer 2+ years of really debilitating pain, fatigue, dealing with her Graves diagnoses. I'm Dr. Maggie Yu, and I'm an integrative physician. And what we focus on is actually, I love to say that we teach people how to fish. We don't throw fish at people. So we focus our online educational program on actually how to turn around, transform autoimmune disease naturally. So without further ado, those of you who are watching, if you could go ahead and tell us what demographic you're watching from, where you're at, that'd be great. If you could put down in the comment section what your diagnosis is, that would be great. So we know who our audience is and who we're talking to. And if you're an alumni, please go ahead and say hi to Mabel. And if you went through the program with her, regardless whether you did or not, you've seen her transformation. Please say below that you're the alumni and you're in the program with her so people can start asking you guys questions. And so without further ado, let's give Mabel a thumbs up or a wow face or a heart. I'm going to let her introduce herself. So I'm going to say, hey, Mabel, go ahead. Go ahead and introduce yourself.
Okay, my name is Mabel Dima. I live in Maryland right now, and I'm from Nigeria. I came into the country last year, March precisely, because I was looking for a solution to my health problem. And somehow through Facebook, I got to know about this group and I signed up. Signed up.
Okay. So Mabel, people want to know, because people want a little bit, want to know a little bit about how were you originally diagnosed with Graves?
Oh, okay. I actually was rushed to the hospital from work because I was having consistent migraines, and then I found out I had my feet were swollen, my right foot was swollen, and I don't know, but the migraines were frequent and the headache was so much, I was crying in the office. And I went to the hospital. But prior to then, I've been having my car is manual in Nigeria. So when I'm driving and I put my feet on the clutch, I noticed the, tremors. Even my hands, tremblings and all that. I went to the hospital first and the doctor told me nothing was wrong with me, that I was okay. I said, no, my pulse rate is fast because I checked it. My blood pressure was okay, but she said, oh no, it's normal. It's when you carry out some activities, that's when it's like that, so it's normal. But when I was rushed to the hospital and they asked me some questions, the young doctor looked at me and he said, I think you have issues with your thyroid, but let's not assume. We're gonna run some tests and give me some medications for the pain. So I went back, they drew the blood and all that, and they said it was Graves.
Okay, yeah. And I'm gonna say you've been through our 8-week online program, and you were basically in the throes of Graves hell probably about 2 months ago. So can you tell us a little bit about what that hell was like? Because I remember, I was looking at what you had told us in the very beginning. You said your dream was to be able to take a walk in the evening, was to be able to go shopping, and you wanted to be able to walk in the rain and not dread every day of winter.
Exactly.
So,
yes.
Yeah. So I want you to tell me a little bit, what was hell like before you started this program?
Okay. November 2017, my company, we had an event at the hotel, and suddenly I checked my body and it was like welts all over me. It was strange. I didn't know what it was. And then I had to go online to check. And I found out it was hives, cold otatica, something like that. So I went to, when I had the session with the specialist, the endocrinologist, I told him, he only jotted the thing down. He didn't say anything. He didn't refer me to anybody. He didn't, and he was just concerned about my thyroid medications. And after then, I noticed once I'm in a cold place, it comes up, and then after a while, I noticed I started having pains in my hands, my fingers precisely. And then I told my elder sister, and she was like, "Oh, I think it's arthritis." I said, "No, no, it can't be arthritis because it's like I'm heaping up, like other symptoms are coming up. It can't be arthritis. Let me deal with one thing, you know, one thing, at a time." And then when I got here, I would go shopping with my sister, and if I go to the grocery area where they have the fish and all that, the frozen things, I just get the hives. They just start coming. My fingers start tingling, they're red, they're swollen. And then my labs, my back, like my thighs. So once we get to the shop, I avoid that area. In fact, I don't even go to the shop anymore unless I need to go go to the maybe the boutique or something like that.
Yeah.
But the pain was so much. I can't even open a bottle. Something like this, I can't open it because my fingers just won't let me. If I wake up early in the morning, I can't open my door. Number one, the door is too smooth. Number two, the pain is too much. So I need to take something like a glove and open the door with it. You understand what I'm saying?
I do understand what you're saying. And Mabel, I mean, a lot of people don't realize that autoimmune disease, people with autoimmune disease like you and me, we look normal on the outside.
Yes. But so many things are going on the inside.
Yes. And it's like, it's terrible because I call it the invisible illness. It's almost like having cancer, but no one knows you have it and no one cares because you look normal.
Yes. And then, so I had the, then I had a pain in my shoulder. I did a scan and the doctor said it was muscular hypertrophy. And I was scheduled to see the general surgeon. I never did because the surgeon comes in once a week. And after a while, because I kept taking an excuse from my office and the surgeon is not around. So, because they would think I'm just taking an excuse to go somewhere and nothing is happening. So I didn't get to see the general surgeon. Long and short of it, I'm dealing with that one now, though. If I put this wrist on this my right wrist, it starts because I think it has to do with a nerve,
Well, okay,
But
let's back up. So let's back up, Mabel, which is that you had said that, you were saying that, were you starting to feel like either your surgeons or was it people at work that thought you were faking it?
Yes.
Who thought you were faking it?
At my current workplace, because I went off my meds. I thought the meds weren't working because I was having some other symptoms. I had the hives, I had the muscular hypertrophy, and the doctor wasn't referring me. So I said, okay, fine. I think this medication is not even working. So I went off it. Now, once I eat breakfast, I poop. Once I eat anything I take, I go to the restroom like instantly. So at work, they're like, I think you're just taking excuses just to move around. There's nothing wrong with you. And I told her, hey, come on, don't pray to find yourself in this condition because it's not easy. It's not funny. My body wasn't retaining anything.
So this was a lot of pain and suffering you went through for several years, and you were feeling like your workplace thought you were faking it. You looked normal on the outside. And let's talk about this part, which is your doctors weren't taking you seriously. That's what I'm hearing.
And like they didn't even know anything about it apart from the thyroid medication. That's all he was concerned about. The dosage, my markers. That's all.
So here's a problem. A lot of people with autoimmune disease don't realize that basically it's a problem where your immune system mistakes a part of your own body as a germ and is trying to kill it. In your case, we've identified that through lab testing that you have Graves, which is that your body mistakes a part of your thyroid as a germ and is trying to kill it. But here's the problem. If you already your body already is mistaking one part of your body, like your thyroid's a germ, what's likely it's going to mistake many other parts as a germ? What is the likelihood?
Yeah.
From what I've seen, 100%. And that's because people with Graves don't just have thyroid symptoms. They may have hives, they may have joint pain, they might have the migraines, they may have hormone problems with crazy heavy period.
Heart palpitations. My heart was skipping beats.
Right.
And the doctor said it was normal. My heart was skipping beats.
Right. So the problem is that because we have so many other targets of autoimmune attack, our doctors aren't trained to actually look at all these symptoms. If there's actually what I call bias, clinical bias. What is the clinical bias is if we're trained as doctors, and I came from UCLA, one of the top medical schools, we're actually trained that if you come in and you have something that I could diagnose within minutes, check a box, then I can bill the insurance and I can give you either a medicine or a surgery recommendation and get you out of my office because there's 4 other people waiting in the waiting room. Now, think about this. Your typical autoimmune disease patient, I don't care if it's Graves, rheumatoid arthritis, MS, multiple sclerosis. You walk into the office, you're going to have 20 symptoms because we have 20 targets of attack. That is the worst nightmare for any doctor. So what do? Is we just send you off to this. If you're lucky, I guess, we'll send you off to different specialists. If you're not lucky, I guess, they just poo-poo you, tell you it's not that big of a deal. You're just getting older and send you off. Give you a medicine, right?
Yeah.
So that's basically been your experience, right? And that was mine. As a MD, as a patient, that was also my experience, right? Okay, that's called clinical bias. When your doctors cannot easily diagnose all your 20 symptoms, they basically dismiss you. They either ship you off, which isn't great either, to 10 specialists, or they dismiss you and say it's not that big a deal. This is normal. Was anything about what you were going through normal?
It wasn't normal. No, it wasn't normal at all.
You couldn't go shopping. You couldn't take a walk in the evening. You're avoiding the rain and the cold, and you live in freaking Maryland.
Do you know, the interesting thing is the first day I got into America, the snow hit me so bad. My lips were swollen, hives.
Well, can I ask you something though? Mabel, why did you come to America? Why did you leave your country and come to America?
I need a solution for my condition. It was
for your health.
Yes, for my health. I was getting other symptoms that the doctor didn't know anything about. I wasn't just going to lie there and, take what he's telling me because I knew there was a solution, but it just wasn't coming from him.
Well, can I ask you, then you came to America thinking you're going to get a solution to your health. Did you find a solution to your health before us in the program? What kind of solution did you find here?
Oh, I like the fact that, well, number one, I like the fact that I found you.
Wait, before us. You came to America thinking you're going to get solutions. What solutions did you find here?
I didn't get it. I didn't get any. No.
How come? We're the United States. It's supposed to be really great healthcare. What does really great healthcare in the United States look like?
Well, the funny thing is that I really wanted something like what you had to offer, which was like a holistic stuff. I didn't want to go to another doctor. I didn't want to go to an endocrinologist. You understand what I'm saying? Because I already been to one and they didn't help me. I was looking for what I didn't know the name of it, but I found it when I found your group.
But before you found us in our program, were you being shuttled from doctor to doctor, or were you just avoiding all the doctors?
I was avoiding.
How bad or how great was that experience, Mabel?
I was avoiding the doctors.
You went to 14 doctors.
I was avoiding the doctors, avoiding them.
How come you're avoiding them? You came here to this country to see them.
Yeah, but I was looking for someone that could help my condition. I didn't want just to be in another hospital, go through the same test, then get the same medication for the same condition. I wanted something else.
But Mabel, here's what you don't understand. When you have an autoimmune disease or a chronic disease, something complicated with like 20 symptoms, when you go to the doctor, you think you come to the United States, you go to see the doctor, you think I'm going to get many solutions. But even the best medical schools are training their doctors, regular doctors, to only give you, they only have 2 offers, either medicine or surgery.
Yeah.
That's all. They're not the experts on actually turning around autoimmune disease. They're not the experts on natural ways to deal with this or any other tools. Now there's like 70, 80 other tools, but they're only trained in 2 tools. You're going to doctors. You went from your country to here to get better medical care, only to find they're still trained in the same 2 tools, medicine or surgery. Right?
Yep.
Okay. So tell me now, what are the results? Now, before we go into what the process was like, people want to know, what results have you gotten going through our 8-week program? I mean, we're like 9 weeks, 10 weeks. We're just about 2 weeks out from you graduating the 8 weeks. So people want to know, where are you now?
Okay, I'm in a position where I can boast and brag about my health because I'm better. I wake up in the morning, I don't have any pains in my knuckles. I don't have any pains. You can see my hands. I can open my bottle by myself, open my door. Yeah, and one of the big ones was my period. It was so bad. I used to call off work, and then I got a heating pad because of the pains. But this month was fantastic. No pains, nothing. Wow. And I was actually impressed. My stomach, there was no cramps. I always have severe cramps. And I used to say, okay, probably because of the two surgeries I've done, got my gallbladder removed, my appendix removed, because I've had that pain as I can remember. At a point, the doctor said I had ulcer. They had to do a surgery. My aunt said, no, no way. Because then I was just like 18, you know? And
Well,
then
they
I
only
had,
have two offers, girlfriend. They only have medicine or surgery. If the medicine didn't work,
exactly.
you're gonna remove.
But
You're gonna
yeah, but
remove stuff.
that's the world we live in.
Let's
They
just
took
get
away
rid
my
of body
gallbladder.
parts. Let's not fix the real problem.
Exactly. And then, okay, nice, nice, nice. I went to the flea market. My sister keeps talking about this flea market, and she's like, oh, you have to go early. So I went 7 a.m. And they had not opened. And I stood outside. It was freaking cold. It was cold. And I wasn't scared of the cold. And I told myself, oh my God, wow, this is good. I went out in the snow.
Wait. So why was the cold so much better now, just, 8 weeks later, girlfriend?
Number one, mindset.
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 Why?
Yeah, your
What's
mindset is important in healing yourself because if you have the mindset that, look, this stuff can have dominion over me, and number two, you go ahead and follow all the instructions like you're told, and then number three, do what you're supposed to do. I think you would really get better. Like the hives, I still get the hives, but not as frequent as I used to.
So hives went way down, so you're able to tolerate the cold way better, and you're
Yes,
shocking yourself.
Maggie, I went out without a hat on my head in the cold. My goodness. How fantastical can it get? Come on.
Well, did you expect that this was going to happen 2 months ago? When you started the
No,
program?
no. It's all about taking a chance. But you know, I've always been optimistic. I just felt this is where I should be. Maggie can help me. That's the mindset I came in with.
Aw.
The first day we spoke, I told you I wanted to do it.
You were
You know?
fighting for it.
Yeah, I was ready because I needed that shift. I
You
needed
were
it, and I
ready and
got
you
it.
were fighting for it, Mabel.
Huh?
You were ready and you were fighting for it.
Yes, yes, and I look better too. The graves, it just makes you dark. You understand what I'm saying? It makes you dark, and then your body can't retain anything. So I was always stooling, and I was losing weight. And
Yeah.
everybody's like, "Oh, you need to eat more." It wasn't about the food because once I eat, my metabolism is so high. I'm
Yeah.
always hot, super hot. I'm hot, as in
Yep. So,
my
so
pants.
Mabel, what
Mhm.
happened with your pain? What happened with your pain? Because you work, well, let's talk about this because can you tell me what kind of work you do? Because it really involved your hands and your
Oh yeah, I work at the healthcare laundry, and my God, I need to, sort the sheets. I work in the soil room.
the
So
soil
over
room,
there, yeah, the soil room, we need to
doing
sort
laundry.
different linens.
Yeah.
Yes.
So how was it affecting your job, the pain before?
Oh my God, I had to struggle because if you come to work, that means you got to work. So I used to struggle, and sometimes I would, ask for the supervisor to understand a little bit, that today I just can't do much because of my hands. They hurt too much.
So the
But now,
pain, I mean, you told me the pain was like 8 to 9 out of 10 every single
yes,
day, and you're in a job that
yes,
requires you to use your hands to sort laundry. So I want to find out right now, two
yes.
months from the program, where is your pain now?
2.
2 out of 10.
Yes,
So you're telling me in 8 weeks, your pain went from like 8 to 9 out of 10 to 2 out of 10.
yes, 2.
Woo. So what's work like now?
Are you kidding me? Work is good. Work is very good. Good. I'm fast.
So you want to work. You want to work hard. You weren't trying to miss all that work. You weren't trying to feel
Yeah.
sick and terrible.
Yes. And I didn't want a situation where they think I'm just making excuses because I know myself. I know how to work. I work real good. You understand what I'm saying? But there's no way I can be at my best when my hand hurts. There's
It
no
wasn't
way.
just your hand, it was your shoulder, feet,
Yeah.
many different joints.
Yeah.
Okay.
Mm-hmm.
So people want to know, okay, Mabel, what do you think? I mean, this is a this was a big investment in yourself and your own health.
It was.
And you're not rich.
No, I'm not. I'm only reaching my faith.
You're only rich in your what? Faith?
Faith.
Yeah. Okay. So what made you really invested big time yourself to get these outcomes just 2 months later?
Oh,
And
because
why?
you're the most important thing. Yourself is the most important thing. If you can't invest that much in yourself, then nobody would invest in you. And it's either you do that, you invest in yourself, or you die.
Well, people don't
Remember
realize
my
that.
results. You said I would, if I didn't meet, if I didn't go back on the meds, I was going to have a heart attack. Remember?
Mm-hmm.
So that's it. A heart attack would just kill you. You know?
Well, you have a condition that potentially was going to kill you, and that's exactly the path you were on.
Yeah.
And in 2 months, you were able to turn it around where now you have like almost no pain. You have energy. Your hives are way better. I mean, you look happy. You're performing at your job. You're not missing any days off work anymore. People don't think you're faking illnesses anymore. And I mean, these people don't believe stuff like this can happen in 2 months. So people want to
They
know,
don't.
well, would you have, if you saw your own interview right now, 2 months ago, would you have believed that this was possible?
I think I'm different from every other person because I believed. I had
Yes.
watched other people's video. I had watched other people's video, and I believed. And that was why I was willing to make the investment because I believe you won't put your money into where you don't believe. You won't invest in what you don't believe. Because even if you do put your investment and you don't believe, you still won't get the results you want, you know. Yeah. But I'm good. I'm very happy that I got the results that I have. Pain-free.
Hold on one. So my question for you is going to be, and everybody's asking, I mean, what is the outcomes that you have now just 2 months later worth the investment that you put in yourself? What is the return on that investment in yourself? Is it worth it?
It is worth it. Worth it. 100% worth it. Yes, it is worth it. It is.
And what's something I know you came in wanting less pain and wanting less hives. And obviously that happened.
It
Huge.
happened, yeah. It did happen.
So I want to find out, did you learn something that you didn't expect to, or do you have did you have an outcome or many outcomes that you didn't even expect you were going to get, that you're just now getting and you're like, wow, I did not come in expecting this, that you got? What was the surprise win, takeaway that you got out of this?
Painless period. I didn't expect that one because I was concerned about the thyroid, I was concerned about the hives and the pains. You understand? I didn't expect that one. And I got it. It was a bonus.
I
Oh
looked
my
over, Mabel, I
goodness.
looked over our entire
And
first conversation.
and you know what?
Hold on. I was looking over our entire first conversation. I was looking at all the application and forms you filled out. Nothing said anything about hormones or periods, you wanting any change in periods. I don't think
Exactly.
you didn't expect that. You didn't even ask for that.
I didn't.
What's
And yet,
having, yeah, go ahead.
my period always comes with diarrhea. You understand what I'm saying? I get diarrhea whenever I have my period. So I need the first 2 days stooling all day, the 2 days. But nothing this month, nothing. Oh my goodness.
You're welcome. You did this.
Thank
You did this.
you. Thank you.
You're so welcome. And a couple questions. Mabel, a lot of people think that a group, first of all, people aren't used to getting coaching for their health. They're used to going to see the clinical doctor, and I'm an MD. However, our program is group coaching.
Yeah.
That's based on your own data. So a lot of people say group coaching doesn't work. I just want to go see another doctor one-on-one again. So I'm going to ask you, why does group coaching work? Be honest.
Okay, let me start from saying one-on-one is very good. I like it. But when you have the group coaching, number one, you find that you're not alone in this journey,
The
because it
community.
is a journey.
You
You're
have a
not
community. Yes.
Yes.
Mm-hmm.
You have a community, and then you have people, you hear of other people's experience, and you get you get stirred up. You know there's hope for you. You understand? You know there's hope for you, and then sometimes you just find out that you're actually having it a bit easy, because some of the people are going through worse than you are. So you won't sit at home having a pity party. You would want to get better, because you know that, wow, this person's case is worse than I am, and the person is better. Then I should wake up. I should do something.
So what you're saying is you actually saw people that were way worse off than you get really amazing outcomes, and that was inspiring as hell.
Yes, yes, yes. Memfa, what's her name? Yeah, the lady. Yeah, I think I met her before she went out. You know, there's quite a lot of people talking about their symptoms, what they're going through, you know, and then even their doctors thinking they don't even know what they're talking about and stuff like that. So, you know, you're not the only person going through this. You have other people too.
So what you found helpful was that you said just seeing other people, you didn't feel alone, number one. So with a community going through the program with, number one, you felt like you weren't alone. Number two was you saw them and their problems were sometimes much bigger than yours. And you saw how we were teaching them and solving their problems, and they were getting better and better and better. And that was inspiring. And you also learned from watching their journey.
Yes.
I love it. I love it.
You're welcome.
Well, and you mentioned really quickly mindset, so I'm going to mention it really quickly. Nobody comes into our program thinking they need help with how they think. They don't even think that's a problem. And you know, a huge part of why we're successful is because we actually work on mindset, which is helping people change how they think. To me, if you can't change what's between your ears, you can't get different outcomes, because that's what's making your outcomes now is what you're thinking. So if you can change what you're thinking, you can change the meaning maker in your brain, you can absolutely get different outcomes. So you had mentioned it, so I'm just going to ask really quickly, what was some mindset changes that you went through that you feel like are responsible for these new results?
Okay, you are responsible. You're the pilot. In your own autoimmune disease, you are the pilot. Nobody's going to do it for you. You are the pilot. I took that one. That's my mindset. I'm in charge of my health. Getting better is up to me. That's number one. Number two, before I started the program, you asked me a question, Mabel, are you ready to do everything you were asked to do? Follow every instruction? And I did. So yes, it's important to follow instruction, because you can be a part of a group and decide to do your own thing. You won't get the results that you're supposed to get. So it's good to be obedient. It's good to follow instructions.
I call that Mabel, I call that being coachable. Like if you're someone, I mean, you could be a basketball player on the team, but if you have the best coach, Pat Riley, on the planet, and you don't listen to him, and you don't do what he asks you to do, what's the point of having the best coach?
Exactly.
So who are you made of? How are you going to show up? I think I asked you, Mabel, I said, how are you going to show up? Who are you? What are you made of? And you're like, I'm fighting for this. I want this. I'm going to do this. Remember that?
I did.
Yeah. And that means that you're extremely coachable. And you learned that during the program, that being able to listen and do was the most powerful thing that you can do, was to learn and do, learn and do, learn and do. That's being coachable.
Yes.
I love it. Okay.
And then
Mabel,
gratitude. Be grateful for every little win. Be grateful for every little step, every little milestone.
Did you notice that every time you were grateful about one little win, the next day was a bigger win, and then the next day was a bigger win, and then before you know it, 9 weeks later, you're like, my periods don't hurt, and I'm not having diarrhea, and I have no pain.
Yes, you see?
Gratitude trumps everything. And now you
Yes.
know that's a secret weapon.
Because the smaller wins will open you up when you appreciate them, will open you up to the bigger wins. Because if you don't see the small ones, you won't even know when you get the big one.
Yep.
Because maybe you're busy complaining, or maybe you're busy feeling low and sad. No, if you have autoimmune disease, you owe it to yourself to be happy. You owe it to yourself to be happy. My friends told me, maybe I think you're the happiest person I know. I am always happy. I don't let anything weigh me down. Always happy.
But now you don't have to pretend because you're walking on glass with the pain in your feet or trying to do laundry and soiling in pain while everyone's looking at you.
Yeah,
Mabel, you're so happy. You can't possibly be in that much pain. You're lying now. Well, Mabel, with full gratitude, I wanted to say thank you for joining us. This was not easy for you to do. So everybody, please give her a thumbs up and a heart. Those of you that are watching, regardless of whether you have Graves or any other autoimmune disease, if you want to learn more about our program, go to drmaggieyu.com/autoimmune. And you can go ahead and see, learn more about us. We have an online seminar where you can learn exactly what our Transform protocol is about. And we also like to talk. If you're interested to learn more, we also like to talk to you to learn more about you. So we can figure out if it's a good fit for us and how the game plan would look like working with us. So I encourage all of you that are interested, go ahead and go to drmaggieyu.com. And then also under what I like you to do is spreading awareness is really key. A lot of people don't think Mabel's results are possible with any autoimmune disease in as short as a period as eight weeks, okay? And she's a real person. These are real results. So if you know somebody that could benefit from watching this video, please share it right now by writing their name underneath in the comment section, or you can share it to your own timeline or to your group so that people would know the real people can get real results in real time. Okay, so thanks so much, Mabel. And I wanted to say thank you for being on this interview with us and sharing your journey with everybody.
Thank you. Thank you for starting this group, and thank you for making lives better. Thank you.
You're welcome, my friend.